Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel, LightMinded. I hope that each and every one of you are doing well today. You know, didn't have much planned today. Just wanted to check in and see how the energies are treating everyone. I'll probably be on here for about 30 minutes or so. Just want to be able to connect to see if anyone has any specific questions. Today I'm doing one free yes or no pendulum reading, and you can check out my description below if you would like to donate for more questions or personal questions. Oh my gosh. But yes, so I'm going to start off with a general reading for the collective just to see what the energies kind of look like. And as people show up, then I'll be answering a few questions. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to say. Hello, hello. So nice to see you. So today I am offering one free yes or no pendulum question if you have a question. If you have any personal questions or tarot questions, you can check the description on how to donate. But I am offering one free yes or no. Hope you're doing well today. How has the energy been treating you? How has it been feeling from 1 to 10? 10 being, I guess, really, well, I guess 10 being like a tougher week or a tougher energy, or how would you rate it? We are currently in retrograde, so things could be slowing down, could be some miscommunications. Me as a Gemini rising, I don't really notice retrograde as much. I don't know. People make it a big deal, but I don't know. Sometimes I just think it's just a way to evoke emotion. But yeah, how has this energy been for you all? I'm trying to think. I think I would rate this week probably an 8. I think I did a pretty good job at managing my energy between productivity and rest. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the general reading. Spirit, what messages for the general collective? Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. I love that. My guides are saying eye on the prize. I feel like some of you out there are very focused, very dedicated on whatever your craft is. Some of you are working on projects. Some of you are really working really hard in a relationship. But there's going to be this new energy coming in. I feel like some type of abundance, some type of blessing, something that's going to work out, my guides are saying, in a very magical way. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Yes. For some of you out there, if you've been dealing with, a tough situation or challenges or struggles or barriers, it feels like, you're running into a wall. Spirit is saying, I feel like this is almost like the Nine of Wands, like you're wrapping up some type of cycle, or the Ten of Swords. You're wrapping up a cycle that has felt really heavy. I feel like we're going to be moving into more of a lighter time. So that's good news. Balance spirituality with practicality. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier with my week being an 8 out of 10. It really takes intention. It really takes, it really takes intention to balance everything, whether it's balancing productivity with rest. For me personally, I try to incorporate a lot of habits in my day-to-day that incorporates my spirituality. So it's one of those things that I continuously tap into, because if not, then I might not do those things. So Spirit, what other messages? So definitely wrapping up of a cycle that has been difficult is coming to an end. There's going to be some good luck coming in. Loosen your grip. I feel like for some of you, if you're focusing on manifesting or attracting in a person, a situation, some of you are holding on too tight. And sometimes holding on too tight can look like controlling over things, overthinking everything. Because the thing is, if we're trying to control and do all the things, we are sending a signal to the universe that we don't need its help. So, Spirit is saying that you got to loosen your grip. Part of manifestation is, surrendering and letting go. And letting go of what you can't control. Overcome your fears. I feel like this is like that devil energy. So if you have some type of fears or doubts or things that you're struggling with, Spirit is saying let it go. And I feel like for some of you, you could be thinking like the worst case scenario. And as a licensed therapist, I talk to people all the time about certain beliefs or certain thoughts. And I'm like, your thoughts don't have to necessarily be true. So make sure you're not allowing your mind to control you and you are the one that's like guiding your mind. Live in the now. I feel like Spirit is saying it's really important over the next couple of weeks to focus on being present, focus on connecting with your inner world, because we often live in a day and time where we can be on go, go, go and focus so much on the external that our internal messages kind of get lost. So make sure you're checking in with yourself. Your intuition is like a whisper, and sometimes with anxiety and stress, it can be like really loud. So you definitely want to make sure that you're not missing any messages. Okay, let's see. Ooh, nice. The Star card. This is a very beautiful energy. This is about healing. This is about maybe some type of wish upon a star, wish being granted. I feel like the cards are saying like something is going to reach like a full circle, and there's going to be some type of beautiful like gift or reward with this as well. Spirit is saying that things are going to be just and fair. If some of you feel like you've experienced an injustice or maybe a situation where you felt like you weren't being treated fairly, that the energy's gonna find a way to balance things out. Temperance, yeah. We're definitely going to be moving into a time of more balance. If things have felt very imbalanced or uncomfortable or just a lot on your plate, we're definitely going to be moving into a time of feeling more balanced. Now, my guides are also saying, even if the energy is coming in of these good things, of the supportive energy, if we are in our heads and we are focused on the lack, then you might miss it. You may not even get to soak up this good energy coming in. So where your thoughts go, energy flows. So make sure you're being mindful of the thoughts that you're thinking. Try to focus on the outcomes and the situations that you would like to happen. It's really easy to focus on the worst case scenario or on all the things that can go wrong. But if you have the perspective of all the things that can go wrong, try to challenge yourself to think about what are the things that can go right. So some of you could be dealing with some type of ending of a relationship, some type of breakup, some type of grief energy with the Three of Swords, Ten of Wands, Two of Cups. Some of you are dealing with some type of grief and healing with some type of relationship that might have ended. This ending of a relationship could have been months ago. It could have been a year ago. But it's definitely something that takes time. It takes time with the Death card coming up. There's some type of change or transformation, and transformation definitely takes time. So, any other messages for the collective? We have the Knight of Wands and we have the Page of Pentacles. So there's going to be some good news coming in here. This could be some good news of maybe a job, an interview, some type of financial opportunities. Spirit is saying really focus on your passions. For some of you, if you're working, like how do you tap into that creative energy? Whenever you tap into creativity, you're really in a flow. So make sure you are taking time to be creative. creativity is a great way to really tap into the energy of flow and tap into your intuition. So very beautiful messages. Do any of y'all have any yes or no questions? I'm doing one free yes or no questions for Pendulum. And if you like content like this, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications because I randomly get on live and I do offer like freebies. Yeah. Let's see, any other messages coming through? I know we are reaching the holiday season, and I notice as a therapist that I can see an increase in clients coming through because, you know, sometimes the holidays are really tough for people. We may not all have like the most supportive family members or friends. Unfortunately, sometimes the holidays can be very lonely. We're actually in an epidemic of loneliness. So, you know, try to find ways that, you know, you can nurture and support yourself. One exercise that I share with my clients is taking a love language quiz. There's 5 love languages, and find out what your top 3 are. Once you find out what those are, whether it's acts of service, quality time, physical touch, you want to see what are the small action steps that you could take to show up for yourself. So if it's quality time, that looks like taking yourself out on a date, or, you know, even like cooking something special for yourself, or physical touch, practicing self-soothing, hugging yourself, getting a massage. When you are hugging yourself, your brain doesn't know the difference between you hugging you and like a stranger hugging you. So hugging, rubbing your arm is a really good way to fill that need, because whenever we have any type of big feelings come up, it's just a part of you saying, hey, I need something. So for the holidays, especially if it has caused increased stress, make sure you're finding ways to cope and support yourself, because the increased stress can cause, you know, people to be very critical, very judgmental, but internally. Um, so yeah. And you know, if things get super tough, you can always seek out a therapist. I would encourage you to schedule 3 to 5 consultations. Those are typically free. They're usually about 15 minutes. You get to see what your therapist's about, potential therapist, see if you vibe with them. It's all about the vibes. It's all about how it feels. And yeah, therapy is just a great space that you get to self-discover and get to know your inner world. Like, I definitely think it's a really good investment in yourself. You can get, you know, tons of coping skills that you can use for the rest of your life. You can share with people that you love. Um, yeah. Therapy is also a good way to learn how to reparent yourself, cultivate a better relationship with yourself. Um, a lot of people I talk to, this is not a good place, you know? And I always say, like, you're the only person that's in here. So, like, you can make it a beautiful experience or you can make it a terrible experience. So, nobody has to experience your inner world but you. I always say your mind is like a garden. Are there a whole bunch of weeds, or are there beautiful plants and fruit trees and, you know, vegetables that, or, you know, plants that are of abundance? Or does your mind look like a desert? Um, So yes, your internal world is really, really important. Okay. Well, I'm definitely wishing you all the best for the rest of November. Make sure you turn on your notifications and subscribe. I will possibly get on live tomorrow. I'm not sure. But definitely wishing you the best, and I hope you all take care. See you till next time.